Troop 74 in Waterloo. I got involved with Waterloo Troop being an Eagle advisor. I wanted to come up here today on behalf of Tristan's leaders. I know it's hard for them. I started Scouts probably 20 years ago. Took my son to school and they were having an open house and they wanted, we went to the gym and there were some scouts there, Cub Scouts, and they give a flyer to my son comes home and says, I want to be a scout. So you say, okay, you go to scouting and the leaders there, they tell you, oh yeah, you can get involved, we'd like you as a leader, and it's only an hour a week. They left out the part that the hour a week is what you got left. To be an Eagle, it takes a minimum of 12 years to be an Eagle, to come up through Cub Scouts, to come up through Boy Scouts. And I wanted the people to understand that these volunteers that are Eagles, they take your children from Cub Scouts when they're little kids, and we're like parents. Those leaders, his leaders, are like parents. And they watch some kids go from small to young men. They spend tons of time with them. They help them. They train them. They are like second parents. Bringing our kids up through scouting, I brought mine all the way to Eagle. And I still spent 10 years in the scouting and beyond because we've enjoyed the kids. We've watched these kids grow. We watched these kids become great young men. And when we bring our kids up to be these great Eagles and these young men, these boys are like no other kids that you see. And I've always impressed upon my son, and I impress upon any Eagle that I work with, or any Scout, and every Scout out there should look the same as to how Tristan carried himself. Tristan, and I can't impress enough, is that it's hard to get to be an Eagle, but once you're an Eagle, the hardest part of being an Eagle is continuing after you reach that rank. You carry yourself every day as an Eagle. And if anyone wants an example of what a true Eagle is like, you look up here at Tristan, and Tristan is that. He is who to strive for because he lived it every day, and that's the way every Eagle should live. Thank you.
My name's Angela Markle. I'm going to try to do this and speak on behalf of the mothers. I'm an ugly crier, just so you know. I remember the first time I took my son to the Foltz house, and I never left my son with anyone. But Tiffany called and said, you know, the boys really want to get together. And so I pulled into their house and greeted at the door with the biggest smile, Tiffany's smile, Tristan's smile. And we talked for a little while, and being a mother, she gave me the tour of the house, and I thought, oh, it's such a beautiful, beautiful home. And long story short, when I walked back out to my car, I had the biggest relief because I trusted the Folk family with my son. And when he got home, he said, Mom, I had so much fun at their house. They're the only people I know that have a chess set in their backyard. Sorry, Blake. And he returned and returned several times. It wasn't even a year after that I always asked myself, before I did something, it's a little joke between Tiffany and I, what would Jesus do? And I started saying, what would Tiffany do? Because she just inspired me, and you still do to this day, to be the best mother. And as hard as this week has been for me, to the 5 boys, I've tried to be the best mother because I just love you all so very much, and I've never seen a true friendship that I have in you 5 boys. You have to know that a lot of that had to do with Tristan's inspiration of unity, and he wants you to be together, and he wants you to love one another just as you do. You all have a little piece of him inside of you, and you need to remember that. The strength that you have shown, I am so, so proud of you. It is the toughest thing you'll ever go through in life, and you have all proven that if you can get through this together, you can get through anything together. And he will always be with you. Always. Just stay together. I love you. And I love you, Tiffany and Christopher and the whole family. And thank you so much we're with you. We've heard the video games until 4 o'clock in the morning, and the Nerf wars and eating us out of house and home, for sure. But we wouldn't have it any other way. I love you.
Hi. God, I'm not even started yet. Okay. So, I'm Alexandra Erskine. I'm not exactly a friend of Tristan's, more of an acquaintance, but he's still made a huge impact on my life. This year, he has entered my friend group. I was not there for it because I had moved, but I still had the chance to talk to such a wonderful person. Please, out of the last lesson he has ever taught, look around and see everybody here for him, for the man who smiles the biggest. And know that could be you, being loved by all of these people. He has accomplished so much in 18 years, and he has let that all go because he didn't know that there was so much love. So please look around and know that there is love, and there are people who love you, and there are people who make an impact no matter how small it is. The most heartbreaking thing in this world is the deafening silence of our loved ones.
Hello, my name is Ashton Shankin, and I worked with Tristan during the musical. We did Shrek together. I have 2 stories of Tristan that I remember very fondly of. They were all during the musical. One day I had found a penny, and you know the saying, find a penny, pick it up, and on good day you'll have good luck. Well, I didn't want that penny. I thought that someone else during the musical could use it, So I found people, and they thought I just wanted to give them a penny, and they all refused. It was very awkward. But then it came to Tristan, and he just looked at me, and he looked at that penny like it was the best thing on earth. So I gave the penny to him, and I didn't expect to see that penny ever again. But the next rehearsal that we had, Tristan had also found a penny. So he came to me and he held out the 2 pennies, one I had given to him and the other that he had found. And I just looked at him and he said, "Well, I have your penny and I found another one." I said, "Yes, I can see that." And he said, "Well, I want you to have them because when you find 2 pennies and you pick them up, all your life you'll have good luck." I still have those pennies. The other story I have, I'm so sorry. The other story I have is, again, during the musical. Tristan was casted as the big bad wolf. For those of you who don't know, that means you not only have wolf-like characteristics, but you get to wear a dress. Well, we had auditioned for quite a while, and we rehearsed, and it was very troublesome, and it was very tedious, but we got through it. And then our costumes came in. When our director handed Tristan the costume, his eyes just lit up. I never thought I'd see a man so happy to get to wear a dress. Whew. And then we just looked at him like, are you crazy? That's a dress. You have to wear that in front of an audience. And he was like, "Well, at least I'll look fabulous while doing it." And he had no hair, and he just like, "Yes." And we just stared at him. And then all of a sudden he got very defensive, like, don't you know it's rude to watch a lady dress? I never knew that rule. Oh my God. When the musical was done, I never thought I'd see him again. Like, obviously I'd see him in the hallways, but I never thought he'd treat me as a friend again. Until the day after the musical, the next school day, he had this awful habit of seeing me through school and whipping. I hate that. I don't know why, I just don't like it. And when he learned that, every time he saw me in school, "Okay, Tristan." And so I never thought that would happen the next school day after the musical. And so when I got into the school and some of the classes passed by and I saw him and we made that eye contact and he whipped twice. He continued to whip until graduation when I saw him and he whipped again. And I said, "I had never thought I would see you again after the musical." And he whipped. Like, what is with you and whipping? I guess what I'm trying to tell you is that in a competition of all of us in the musical wearing a dress, I think Tristan won. Thank you.
If there are any family members who want to say something, we'll invite Christopher Polk.
Just want to preface this by saying I've been in the Marines for 5 years, so I have an awful mouth. If I swear, too bad, I guess. You never really realize how awful at public speaking you are until you have to do it. So yeah, this is exciting for me. Everyone's coming up here and telling you how wonderful of a person Tristan was. They didn't know him when he was 2 years old. Almost all of the scars on my face are because of him biting and scratching me. I was horrified of this child. I was a 7-year-old boy, terrified of a 2-year-old kid. Yeah, so start off with it light. I've had to share this post more times than anyone should ever have to share anything. It's titled "Everything You Will Miss If You Commit Suicide." It's by Brittany Norman. Excuse me. You won't see the sunrise or have your favorite breakfast in the morning. Instead, your family will mourn the sunrise because it means another day without you. You'll never stay up late talking to your friends or have a bonfire on a summer night. You won't laugh until you cry or dance around and be silly. You won't go on another adventure. You won't drive around under the moonlight and stars. They'll miss you, they'll cry. You won't fight with your siblings only to make up minutes later and laugh about it. You won't get to interrogate your sister's fiance when the time comes. You won't be there to wipe away your mother's tears.